Hi, I'm Noelle Randall, real estate entrepreneur, mentor, and mom of 5. And as a successful real estate entrepreneur, one that has made millions of dollars and manages lots of properties, I have been getting asked my opinion and my response to the coronavirus. You know, what is going on? How is it affecting my business? How is it affecting my students' business? And so I want to share this video with you guys and give you some information to let you know, because it is so important, you know, this virus, that we take it seriously. So just a few things that I want to talk about really quickly, because you really want to stay to the end, because I have really a solution of what we're doing, because we've made some major shifts during this coronavirus, because you have to be prepared and you have to react as the economy changes. And so let's kind of go through it. So number one, like I said, so many people were asking, and this is just, you know, my opinions. These are my opinions. I am not an attorney. I'm not a medical doctor. I am not a professional that works in the CDC or a disease industry or anything like that. So I just want to talk to you from my experience. Obviously, I have a master's degree from Penn State in economic development. And so some of the things that I'm going to talk about in the economy is really based on some of that education and what I do. But none of the other stuff I don't have. So just so you know, this is what some of my opinion is based on. So the first thing that I want to talk about is, we already know the coronavirus is going to be something that we have to take serious. Okay, it is very serious. It is affecting countries. Entire countries have shut their borders. Entire countries have shut down. Travel bans, people canceling events, Disney World being closed, the Major League Baseball closed, the NBA season suspended, you know, colleges shutting down for the semester. So many people are being impacted. And so that's the first thing. We got to know that this is serious, okay? We're not going to just ignore this. We're not going to be afraid of it. We're not going to live in fear. But at the same time, we're going to take this seriously, and we're going to react. And I'm going to tell you some of the things that we're doing to react, okay? The second thing that we really want to talk about is it is affecting real estate, okay? So as your real estate auntie, you know, the one that teaches you and tells you all of what I'm doing now and what I've done in the past and what's working and what's not working, I want to be really honest with you and say, yes, the coronavirus is affecting real estate. It is affecting my business. Part of my business that I started ramping up really big was the Airbnb, the short-term rental. And so we're getting lots of cancellations, and it was like, whoa, because some of the stuff that Airbnb literally put out was, to me, totally against host. I don't think they should have been doing that to us and entrepreneurs like that. A few of us are fighting against it, but that's kind of what's happening. So there were lots of cancellations. Now, I definitely feel like we're gonna rebound from this, and I've already started rebounding just by doing a few things differently in my business with my bookings, but I'll probably make a whole nother video on that for you. But just know, yes, bookings have been canceled. There is mass fear, so people are not traveling and canceling for no reason and things like that. That is happening. You know, people are wanting to push back closing dates and hold off on doing deals, and they want to talk to people first before they do it. So the coronavirus is affecting real estate, just being honest with you. There's stock market losses. So one of the major things that this has done, obviously, is affected the stock market, the Dow Jones and S&P and all of that. I'm not going to quote any stats. They've lost tons of points. People's 401ks have gone all the way down. Stock prices on big companies are plummeting. We're going to see some major stuff happen with airlines, travels, cruise line, all of those type of stocks. Again, my opinion, but I have some education to back me up, and I'm telling you, you might want to just look into that, because there's going to be some major stock crashes due to this whole virus and the business losses, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you some good stuff, because that's what I do. I don't just tell you all the bad, but I just wanted to tell you that stuff, and we're going to talk about the good stuff really quickly. So here's my response, because here's what we're doing. You gotta look for opportunities in the market. Okay, so people are not traveling from this date to this date. Okay, so what are the opportunities in that? People are laid off from their jobs. Some of it is temporary. We already know a lot of that is going to be long term. Okay, so some of those people that they told to stay home in some of these companies, that could change, and they tell them to stay home for a long time. So let's look at what some job losses might look like in our economy. Okay, so mass job losses, that's probably going to be coming soon, okay? So what's two things? So that's going to lead to foreclosures, okay? That's going to lead to opportunities, though, for you as a real estate investor. Those houses, people are going to need to move out of those properties and into some other properties that are less expensive for them, or they'll need help. So that's going to be a great opportunity for us in my business. I'm actually very excited. I can go back to doing some of the stuff that I did in 2009, 2010 that made us a ton of money. You really just shift your strategies as the market changes, and that's what my students get to do, because we talk each, on a regular basis, and I get to update them on what's going on in the market, and then we just shift our strategy so that we don't lose money. But I'm talking to you guys and just wanting to share this information so you know there's going to be some job losses, there are going to be more foreclosures, but here's the flip side, okay? So here's another economic indicator. They are lowering interest rates, okay? Interest rates, you already can see it. Look this up. The Fed has gone like to 0%, talking about going into the negative. So that's going to mean interest rates on housing, okay? On housing. And I'm going to give you some of this inside stuff from business school that they taught me in business school, okay? So when they go down on interest rates, okay, when banks are lending to each other at these very, very low rates, like nothing, charging each other nothing, they're going to lend to you at a really low interest rate as well. And so that's going to spur the housing economy in that way, okay? So remember, we're going to have those job losses and those foreclosures, and that's going to raise up. So that's going to be a depression in the market. But then the increase in the market is going to be that interest rates are really low. New construction homes will still continue to be built, and that market will still be able to thrive essentially because of that artificial push from the Fed going so low on those rates. So look this stuff up because it's super interesting, and it's stuff that we're doing to make a lot of money because we know that. The next thing, let's talk about in our business and why this really, the coronavirus, how does it affect Noel's business? That's the question people are asking me. And the answer is no. Okay, so most of my business, most of my employees, they all work remotely. What we do with education, what we do with rental properties, what we do with management, the YouTube channel, the books, like once you start to have all of these streams of revenue, it really, really helps you. And that's one of the things that I teach. That's one of the things that I'm teaching you guys. I want you to know, for free, I want you guys to know you need to create multiple streams of income. And if it's not for things like the coronavirus, to just think, to bring this to your mind, to the front of your mind, to start thinking about your life and how you have things set up, and knowing that, yeah, you're gonna need multiple streams of income because something could happen. If you just have like a salon, or you just have like a barber shop, or you just have like a restaurant and it has to close because of the coronavirus, then where's your money coming from? So if one part of my revenue stops, others are still coming in, okay? So we want to create multiple streams of incomes. I want to show you how to do that, all using real estate, how no matter what's going on, either it be through your properties, through your landscaping, through your tenant placement, your staging, like it just goes on and on and on. Coaching and mentorship, real estate associations, books, tours, speaking engagements, like all of that through real estate that I can teach you, so you can have multiple streams of income, and that you should be looking into whether I'm your mentor or not. But thank you for watching this video. One more thing that I want to talk to you guys really quickly about is putting all of your funds together. That's one of the important things with real estate. You want to have a leverage plan where you put all of your funds together. We have an opportunity for you guys if you want to look into it. We have a live call every Wednesday. Go to Opportunity, that's OPPORTUNITY, opportunity.nuurez.com. So opportunity.nuurez.com, and sign up for the free live call that we do. We're always talking about what's going on in the economy, how things are affecting us, and giving you an opportunity to come into a fund, not a real estate trust. Nothing affected by the stock market at all. What we do is, apartment buildings, and they are not going to be affected by the coronavirus. So we're thinking smart. We want you to be thinking smart too. So this is Noel, and I'll see you next time.